Should be okay.
And that we'll be able to
Nice
say
job, by the way.
years from now that, yeah, we got to see Ryan, like right after he worked on Cloud Atlas, he was just making Google Me Love, and people were like, wow, you knew him back then? Yeah, and how fortunate to get somebody of that caliber to come and film this. It's great. Thanks, Ryan.
No worries.
All right.
My pleasure.
So I'm going to read an essay called A Note from My Sister. It's one of the essays in a collection I got called Wise Men and Other Stories, which includes a story I read earlier and a bunch of other holiday-related essays. A note from my sister was also the inspiration for The Note, which is a book about the power of appreciation, as Barbara said, and for the Note Project, which is a campaign to make the world a million times better by trying to get 1 million people to write notes of appreciation. So I'll tell you a little more about the Note Project afterwards, but for now, let me share a note from my sister. So I want to tell you about something very personal. It's about a note I received from my youngest sister one Christmas. It made me very happy when I received it, but it also made me cry. So I debated for a long time whether I should show it to anybody or not. And finally, for a number of reasons, I decided I should tell other people about it. So I'll share the note in a minute, but first I have to tell you a few things about me, my sister, and our family. Our parents got divorced when I was 10. My youngest sister, Sharon, would have been 2. Sharon and I, along with the rest of our brothers and sisters, stayed with our mother. Our father moved to another part of Louisville for a while, remarried, and eventually moved away to Boston. After a few years of trying, my mother finally acknowledged that she could not raise 7 kids on her own. So my brothers and sisters, including Sharon, were put in an orphanage. By that time, I was 14 and I had a part-time job, so Mom kept me at home. And now before you go feeling sorry for me and saying, what a noble little boy taking a job at 14 to help out at home, you need to know that I was not really helping out. I did buy some of my own clothes, but overall, I didn't make that much money, and what I did make, I spent on myself. So I wasn't at home to help pay the bills. When you get right down to it, I think Mom kept me at home so she wouldn't be lonely. Unfortunately, I was not the greatest of companions. I was, in fact, nothing but trouble. I skipped school, snuck out late at night with my friends, went to beer parties, and generally got into a lot of trouble. The culminating event came shortly before my 15th birthday, when I skipped school one day, stole the keys to my mom's car, took some friends for a joyride, and ended up wrecking the car. After that, there were lots of talks about what to do with me. My mom talked to me, my uncle talked to me, a priest talked to me, and of course my probation officer talked to me. I got a probation officer earlier that year when I got caught shoplifting. Everybody finally decided that the best thing was for me to go live with my father in the hope that he would provide more discipline. The result for Sharon and me, though, is that due to the difference in our ages, our parents' divorce, and my juvenile delinquency, we never had a chance to get to know each other very well. It bothered me a lot when I was growing up, especially after I moved away and began to realize how important family is. And I felt guilty. Guilty because my brothers and sisters had spent several years in an orphanage and I did not. And guilty because I had abused that privilege, so much so that I further broke up our already broken home. So I went back to Louisville about once a year to visit while I was living with my father. And I went back more often after I was out on my own. But I was always very self-conscious when I went back. I had much in common with the divorced father who comes back and tries to force everything into quality time. But unlike the tentative divorced father, I did not have to deal with children who withheld their affection because they resented me leaving them. To my knowledge, my brothers and sisters never blamed me for anything that had happened in our family. Quite the contrary, they always seemed glad to see me, and they never held back. Still, I always felt that I needed to make things up to them. So I was always trying, sometimes awkwardly, to do something special when I visited. Well, my brothers and sisters are all grown up now. Sharon is married and has her own life, husband, daughter, son, career, works. And a lot of years have gone by. In all those years, I never knew what, if anything, my brothers and sisters thought of me and my visits and my efforts to do something special when I visited, until I got this note from my little sister one Christmas. Dear Mike, I thought I'd share a special memory that I think about every year at this time. It was a long time ago, I don't know how many years. It was one of those times you came home for Christmas. It was Christmas Eve, and we didn't have a tree yet. And when you came, we went out and got one. It was the first time I ever got to help pick out a tree. I don't remember if anyone else was with us or not. I just remember you and the tree. So every year now, when we're getting a tree, I get a special feeling and remember you on that Christmas Eve in that tree, and I smile. Thanks, love, Sharon. So that's the note. There's not much else I want to say about it, except that if there's anybody out there in the world that you like and feel good about, and if there is any reason at all to suspect that they may not know how you feel, for God's sake, tell them. Thanks. So normally I stop there, right? But I want to take a couple minutes to tell you about the note project. So how many of you have a note, like the one I received from my sister, a note from someone that you've saved, right? It's a few of you. I mean, those are the kinds of things that they hold meaning to people. People count them among their most prized possessions, right? So I do workshops on writing notes of appreciation, and I always start by asking that question. And same thing, most people say they have notes like that. Like I said, when I first received the note from my sister, I kept it to myself. But then I decided to share it, and I started by writing the essay that you just heard, which then got published several places. And then I ended up putting it in the collection of essays, the Wise Men collection. But I wanted to do more than that still. I was trying to figure out how can I share this story. So I ended up building a whole book around it, a book called The Note, which, the first part of it tells the story you just heard, but then the book goes on to talk about appreciation, why it's important, why people don't do it, why they should, and then step by step how to write a note of appreciation, including some examples. It seems like a really elementary idea, but it kind of works. I still want to do more. So in the spring of 2011, I started something called the Note Project. And it's a really simple idea. I created a website called noteproject.com. And anybody can go there and pledge to write a note. It doesn't cost anything. In fact, you actually get free gifts from the sponsors. So if you go there and pledge to write a note, you can download all these free gifts. The website also has tips for sharing appreciation and a lesson plan that teachers can use in the classroom and suggestions for sharing appreciation at work. So there's no charge to participate in the project, but if you want a nice gift for yourself or for someone else, there is a note gift set, which includes the book and a DVD with a short video based on the book, a set of thank you cards, and a Note Project bookmark. And then a share of those proceeds go to support literacy projects around the world. Again, you can find out more at noteproject.com. But the whole point of the Note Project is to encourage people to share appreciation and to make it easier, right? I'm telling you all this because we just finished talking about Cloud Atlas, and if you've seen it or when you see it, you'll see that it has a lot to do with interconnected stories, people's actions, touching other people in unexpected ways. And when I thought about that, I thought that's kind of what happened with Sharon's note. Her simple note to me led to an essay and then a book and then a note project and workshops, and now it has the potential to affect millions of people. Like just kind of ever-expanding ripples across the pond. So I'm going to close with this. Mother Teresa said, "There's more hunger for love and appreciation in the world than for bread." So go home tonight, write a note to someone. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4 pages, just a short paragraph. But I will tell you, a simple note of appreciation can change the recipient's life, and I think equally important, it can change your life. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you to everybody here. Just a couple of final notes. The next 3 Waterline Writers events are not themed. So submit your best work to waterlinewriters@gmail.com. There are also some events here at Water Street Studios. December 21st is Apocalypse. and an exploration of the end of days. It's an art show and party upstairs at Water Street Studios. And January 11th at 7:30, there is the Core Project Chicago. It's a dance at Water Street Studios, soaring, acrobatic, and zealously performed. Don't miss this. That's what Anne emphatically says. She saw it last year and thought it was wonderful. And then January 18th, from 6 to 10, the winter Water Street Show's winter opening, art show party. All this new art is going to be changed out, and so come and see it. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Waterline Writer.